comprender la importancia de lo que viene.
The NBA on 2K Sports. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. The fans here in Detroit ready to cheer on their Pistons in this interconference matchup. And going against Oklahoma City, their first meeting of the year. A year ago, they each gained a victory at home, but couldn't secure a win on the road.
And this was as even a matchup as you'll find in the NBA. Split the season series down the middle, one apiece.
Very difficult to imagine it'll be much different this season. These teams still appear to be very closely matched, each with talent to be competitive, but not necessarily elite.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Favors is out there with Plumlee. Then it's Chris. Then it's Winslow. And it's Mitchell in at the 2 spot. On defense, Detroit. You can clean up the glass, and Greg get you some points on the other end.
And Robin Lopez might not have great range now, but, you know, that could change. He says he's working on a three-point shot, and his logic is that since his twin brother Brook can make threes, it can't be that hard.
Maybe. Now here's Paul. He dishes it to Mitchell. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on Jabari Parker. And while most teams are moving in the direction of attacking from three-point range or inside, Greg, this Pistons team will still look to make a living in the mid-range game.
Yeah, and the Pistons right at the top of the NBA in terms of the highest percentage of their points coming from the mid-range. Almost 20% of their points coming from that area. You have to play to the strengths of your team, even in an ever-evolving game right now. That's where their bread is buttered.
Plumlee, the pass to Paul. That one goes. Count it. Paul's got his first points of the night.
Always been so tough is Paul. These types of finishes are definitely not easy.
Irving kicks to Smith. The kick out to Barnes. Nobody near Parker. From outside, off the mark. Pistons on defense. Paul dishes to Favors. There's a screen. And the layup falls.
That's a talented guy getting too easy a look. Might have been a miscommunication on that one.
Well, just the first quarter, everyone's still getting adjusted. That said, on defense, you have to bring help sooner.
Here's Irving. Derek Favors making his last shot. Smith, no good. To the inside. Parker with the steal. Back to Irving. The three from Barnes. Unable to get that one. So the Thunder will take it the other way. Paul kicks to Winslow. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Ball again, Irving. 6 to shoot. The wide open look for Plumlee. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
Well, a good start here. That's Trey for Trey, and that's Spanish for three.
Right. Smith for three. Smith missing again. Oklahoma City leading by 5. The shot's good from Plumlee. We all know it takes stars to win championships, Brent, but it also takes a lot of support. In your opinion, who are some of the NBA's better role players? Guys that don't have to be on the marquee, can be on the side, but still are contributors.
A couple guys come to mind, Kevin, and I'm thinking about last year, the way that Eric Gordon took the role of coming off the bench for the Houston Rockets and had a tremendous season for them. Kind of a selfless act for a guy who had started most of his career and was injury-plagued. That opportunity, and maybe that selfishness had some karma behind it, and he had a great season. Another guy I would say is Cameron Payne, a guy that just has a great energy and a great spirit, looking for his opportunity, always excited to get to the game. But those are the kind of guys you need. Yeah. Energy, excited to be there, and every night are going to give it to you. And I'll throw Patty Mills in the mix as well. Those kind of guys with unbridled spirit, great role players to have.
Here's Mitchell, covered by Smith. Back to Paul. Over Irving. Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Paul. Pass to Mitchell. Another shot. Good, and Paul gets the assist.
He has a little bit of trickeration with that one. Gets that one to go against the wind.
Wait, did you just say trickeration, GA? I think it's a size disadvantage there that he was willing to attack, but you have to develop that skill set and have counters.
Inside. And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Barnes with it. Now guarded by Winslow.
And Kyrie being unselfish, I think there was an opportunity for him to score there, but gets off the clean look for his teammate.
To the right side. Back to Paul. There's the pass to Mitchell. Plumlee dishes to Winslow. A beautiful reverse layup. Winslow's got his first points in this one.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Parker passes to Irving. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. They get Derek Favors.
Man, that's great science. Take the contact, keep your focus, and still get the score. Yeah, a lot of people taking a deep, deep breath after the news of Jabari Parker tearing his ACL again last season. All that hard work and then not remaining healthy for the entire campaign. He'll be back. When a guy is capable of so many things like that on the offensive end, anytime you lose sight of him, he's got a huge advantage.
Paul kicks to Favors. Pass to Winslow. He feeds it to Mitchell. Back to Winslow. And so the ball's out of bounds. Favors touched it last.
Just didn't get his hands up in time on that one. They weren't on the same page there.
Just 4 seconds left to play here in the first. So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. Thunder out in front. And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. Looking at the last game for the Oklahoma City Thunder, it was a loss to the Wizards. So for Oklahoma City right now, they've got Mitchell, Justice Winslow out there with Favors. Then it's Chris Paul. And it's Plumlee in at the 5 roaming the paint. Favors. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 4 assists in the game.
Not sure how people underestimate continually how great Chris Paul has been. Sixth sense kind of stuff there, knowing where his teammate was.
And there it is for him.
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10 on difficulty, that's an 11.
The feed to Smith. Here's Lopez. And the dunk by Lopez.
That's a good read by Jabari, a solid passer, and he knew he could reward a teammate that time.
Paul kicks to Winslow. Favors, dishes to Paul. Sinks the triple. Paul's got 5 points so far.
Chris Paul has shot better than 36% from the three-point line. Got to get out on him if you're the defense.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, G.A. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
Well, we talk about the D. Let's credit the offense. He attacked right there from the moment he saw the opening, not letting the defense react.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, G.A., it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And to me, this is why they're winning, guys. Unlikely players stepping up huge against a defense that's really nowhere to be found.
Parker passes to Irving. The Pistons working the ball around now. Tries again. And good as it rattles through the hoop. He's got 6.
Kyrie made enough room to get the shot off there. The in-between game right now he's showing off is precise.
And really the past few seasons, the Thunder have just been a dominant team on the glass. They do a great job of limiting second chance points, and they get a lot of extra possessions with their own offensive rebound.
The shot's good from Smith.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
And Barnes comes to help. And out of bounds, the Pistons will take it. You look over the roster of the Thunder, and it's easy to see why they're such a great rebounding team. 1 through 5 can come up with 10 boards on any given night.
And those rebounding totals usually translate to wins for this team. But very rarely do they lose a game when they're having their way on the glass. The goal at the end of the night is to play the bully in and around that painted area.
Teams changing it up here. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Outside Collison. Dishes it to Crab. There's a screen by Gortat. There's the triple. Thunder with the rebound.
And that's a rare sight. Usually shooters make the defense pay when they're that lackadaisical.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Guys, Tristan Thompson has one of the longest consecutive games played streaks in NBA history. He said, the mind's a powerful thing. And if you tell your brain everything is all right, you'd be surprised on the stuff you can achieve. We have the mental toughness to push through our limits. That's how you become great and test yourself as a player. Kevin?
Well, David, Thompson's certainly a mentally strong player. Always nice to have someone you can rely on night in and night out.
And Crabbe showing a knack on that possession for connecting on a shot that's challenged by the defense. So not mattering who's on him that time.
Out to the right wing. There's a screen by Gortat. Collison kicks to Gortat. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night.
And mark that one down right there. It's going to be a long time until we see him miss another one like that.
Thompson dishes to Johnson. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Hey, Brett, we know there's a lot of John, a lot of communication out there on the floor. And when you were playing, who was the best trash talker you ever went up against?
Well, I played with the notorious one in Seattle by the name of Gary Payton. A lot of people put him pretty high up on their list. I also remember one Bonzi Wells at his time when he was with the Portland Trailblazers and Sacramento Kings being a bit lippy. And then occasionally there would be a John Barry talking to me. But
really,
I never listened to him growing up, Kevin, so why would I listen to him on the court?
Good way to approach it.
And just enough wiggle room to get off his shot.
Tremendous focus with the bigger guy all over him. It speaks to the toughness he has down there.
For Detroit, they have shot just one free throw, missing that one earlier.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
He talks so much about rhythm from the field. How about a rhythm from the free throw line? That looks good.
Gortat with the steal. And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. And so here is Oklahoma City. 4-point game. Here's Bradley. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And Avery Bradley won the national high school title at Findlay Prep and was considered a top 5 prospect. Some had him even at number 1, and still after one season at Texas, he fell to the Celtics at 19 in that 2010 draft.
A steal. He's got a clear path. Flushes it down to finish the break.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
Outside Collison. Grab with the ball. Now guarded by Bradley. Lure the screen. Grab good.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And here's Bradley from 3. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
And that's from beyond, guys. Right back at you.
Yeah, that's a nice response there, leaving a voicemail in return from the three-point line. Looks like we're seeing similar game plans right now.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Well, for Detroit, their last game a loss to the Utah Jazz. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for the Pistons, they've got Gortat. John Lure's out there with Anunoby. Then it's Alan Crabb. And it's Augustine in the guard position. Bradley can't get it to go. The Pistons lead it. There's Crabb with the 3. That's no good. It's his second miss. He's made 4. Bradley can't get it to go.
I give the defense a C+ on that possession, but still, I'm sure he's upset he missed.
Yep, that one goes in there. Gortat's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Pistons.
That's some good interior passing, and that's how you move it on the inside.
And when you look at what the Pistons have done, pretty clear, this is a team that has a vision of who they want to be. Strong defensively, really good at rebounding the basketball, and I think deliberate and patient on the offensive side of the floor.
Now here is Augustine. Defense right on him. Down low. And Gortat gets it to go in on the assist by Augustine. And now a 5-point Detroit lead. And with the Pistons, this has been the identity the team has been aiming for under Stan Van Gundy. It's taken shape, but has yet, Greg, to produce big results.
I think it's because they've just always been 1 or 2 pieces short of making that next jump. I think the conference has gotten stronger, and while their best players are really good, I don't think they're quite at that elite level yet to allow this group to take that next step.
Irving attacking, and he tries off the glass, but it's no good. And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
Trying to keep up with Plumlee as a big in the open floor, something tough to do.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. And Favors kicks to Winslow. Back to Favors. Can't hit the free throw line jump. Pistons leading by 5. On the wing, Irving. Defended by Paul. Baseline jumper. The kick out to Irving. Smith outside. They get it back. Irving passes to Smith. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got his 7th assist here tonight.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
That's a nice move from Plumlee. Puts the ball on the deck, not known to do that, gets in position, and takes a good shot.
Paul against Irving. Lopez, a screen on Paul. Here's Irving. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Mason Plumlee.
Clearly a foul.
And the first one drops. And Brent, I read that Kyrie Irving meditates off the court. It's something he reads about and studies up on quite a bit, focused on learning and growing as a person.
Well, if meditating and taking some time out mentally to picture the type of success that you can have out on the floor, then there are some other players in this league, Kevin. They might want to take up what Kyrie Irving is throwing down.
And Lopez throws it down.
Now, how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Here's Mitchell. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Pistons leading by 6. Nobody near Irving. Those 3-pointers off the mark.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
How about the reach from Parker? Extends his arms way up that time to get the block.
Outside Irving. From deep 3-point range. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Favors has got his 3rd rebound tonight.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
Lopez with the block. Irving against Paul. Irving drives in. Here's Parker with the 3. The kick out to Barnes. Passes it to Irving. A minute 20 left to play in the 3rd. And the layup's good off the glass. Irving's got 4 points this quarter.
You really have to be up on Kyrie Irving, especially when he's this deep. He gets the shot off so quick.
Nice work there coming off the screen.
He used that screen to perfection and got a wide open look to knock down the jumper.
Pulls up on the wing. Again, the Pistons good for 2.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Irving with the steal. From outside the arc. Again, Irving missing.
Now, this is a quarter that he would love to forget as soon as possible. Not getting anything to go.
Here's Favors. Lays it up off the glass. Favors has got 8 points.
Artful passing on that play, showing a real desire to set up the teammate.
Outside Irving. Feeds it to Smith. to the middle. Clock at 6. Goes up from the top of the key. Offensive rebound. Shoots the 3. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 9 assists now tonight. And a great show through 3 quarters as we enter the 4th. Who will carry the... Welcome back. 4th quarter action start. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And the Pistons making a change here. Crab's checked in. So for Oklahoma City right now, Winslow is out there with Favors. Then it's Plumlee. Then it's Chris Paul. And it's Mitchell in at the shooting guard position. Collison with it. There's a screen by Gortat. Just 5 to shoot. Collison, no good. Thunder trailing by 9. Here's Favors. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Yeah, often referred to as the point god. Chris Paul, one of the best passers in the game.
Collison dishes to Crab. Lure the screen. Crab kicks to Gortat. Back to Crab. Detroit needs to get off a shot. Collison with another miss. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Mitchell kicks to Winslow. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Paul against Collison. He kicks to Crane. Right wing. Pass to Ananobi. Jacks up a 3. It's rebounded by Paul. Paul's got 3 rebounds now in this one. The shot's good from Plumlee.
And at full speed, he still has the wherewithal to get himself in good position.
Yeah, the snap decisions right there, reading the situation on the move and then making the right choice.
That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time.
Not sure, maybe the pressure of the moment got to him there. A really careless error that might ultimately cost the team.
DJ Augustine's checked in for Darren Collison. Paul passes to Plumlee. Rebounded by the Pistons. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Here's Gortat. And it's Gortat finishing it off.
He is a big guy, and Gortat doesn't play the finesse game. This is a guy who's all about strength. Forget about laying it up there. He's going to take the power approach.
Mitchell kicks to Winslow. Gortat with the block. The dive for the ball. Out to the wing. And taken away by Paul. Here's Plumlee. The offensive rebound. And stolen by Crab. And Augustine kicks to Crab. The Pistons working the ball around now. There's a screen by Gortat. Here's Augustine. Misses off the left iron. Under trailing by 5. Mitchell kicks to Plumlee. That doesn't go in either for Plumlee.
You know, not sure if it's him or the defense, but just something's off tonight.
There's something in this frame for sure, but when you're out of rhythm, sometimes it's better to play the role of being the facilitator.
Tyler Ulis is checked in for Chris Paul. Augustine dishes to Lure. Here's the screen. Kicks it to Crab. Shot clock at 6. Here's Augustine. The teardrop falls in.
And a terrific use of the floater, unguardable really, because you can't do anything defensively to stop it.
Winslow, the pass to Ulis. And Plumlee kicks to Ulis. Over Augustine. And the ball goes out of bounds. Pass touch by Plumlee. .146 left here in the fourth quarter. Ulis with a steal. Inside. Mitchell dishes to Ulis. Up top, Plumlee. Mitchell passes to Favors. Here's Plumlee. Bank shot, no good.
And it's really a tale of two quarters. Shot it so well in the last, but this one can't get anything to fall.
And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line. So we'll see Marcin Gortat go to the line here. It's going to be on Mason Plumlee. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for the Thunder. That free throw good from Gortat.
And at the offensive end, Gortat probably doesn't get his due. He's got a lot of moves, and he can finish with either hand. And his work on the offensive glass is more than capable.
It'll go, and the Detroit lead is cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Thompson. And Winslow comes to help. And here's Augustine. 6 to shoot. Lays it up off the glass. Augustine's got the lead up to 10 now for the Pistons.
And saving their best for last. Tremendous run here to seal the win.
And you could just see everything coming together like a perfect storm, and they just rolled on through.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 9. Both free throws, good from Augustine.
Tons of credit there on the focus level to stay calm in a huge moment, and he ices the game.
And Thompson kicks to Ulis. Shot and game clock separated by 5.
And how about the agility coming from the big man? I mean, that's not something we often see from him.
You know, it's never going to be, Greg, a 360 dunk when he goes up with it, but it will be 2 points. We do know that.
Well, he's obviously got the length there to make those kind of plays. Just needs to attack more, and that time he did.
And so the Pistons take the win. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and play with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.
coolest on the planet. The sky is falling, ain't no need to panic. I gotta.
Live from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 2K Sports proudly brings you the Thunder at the Peak at the Chesapeake Energy Arena. This is Kevin Harlan at the table alongside Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. We'll be hearing from David Aldridge from the sideline. First game of this trip here for the Pistons. They're hoping to start it off with a W.
And you have to view this as an opportunity. Oftentimes on those short road trips, you really want to take care of your business, show you can win those games on the road, and keep that momentum.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. Parker out there with Robin Lopez. Then it's Smith. Then there's Harrison Barnes. And it's Irving in at the point. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Cans it from downtown. Barnes has got the first bucket of the night, a three-pointer for the Pistons. And bucking the fast-paced trend, both teams tonight like to score out of their half-court sets. Doris, what are some of the keys to being successful with that approach?
Well, there's a few things, Kev. You've got to have great floor spacing. The ball has got to move, and players have got to move. It's got to be an equal opportunity offense.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Right, because otherwise you're going to give up those close-range opportunities all night. If you allow the opposition to get into a groove, look out.
Yeah, you go for the steal, but at least you do get the deflection.
Well, Greg, you make them reset their offense, right? It's disrupting their rhythm.
Mitchell's shot is good.
Well executed, and then you love the strong finish.
Yes, you love that they're not settling for anything outside the paint. Excellent work getting right to the tin.
Parker kicks to Smith. Irving from long range. The shot missing. Some solid D from Paul. Winslow, the pass to Favors. And so the ball's out of bounds. Favors touched it last. Chris Weber's joining us at the broadcast table alongside Greg Anthony and David Aldridge on the sideline. This is Kevin Harlan. Coming in off the road, the Pistons are back in Detroit for this game.
And it's in your DNA. You come up against a natural rival, you're going to be a little bit salty.
Yeah, some of the fellas will say, this is just like any other game, but the truth is,
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. Taking a look at the Bulls. Crawford out there with Victor Oladipo. Then there's Tony Snell. Then there's Paul Millsap. And it's Noel in the 5 spot.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
And Nerlens Noel out of Kentucky, slender and mobile and long. And Greg, he can cover ground in a hurry.
Boy, and you can see it in his rate of steals to go along with the blocks. That quickness is a huge asset in today's game. It's all about versatility, both offensively and defensively.
Now here's Crawford. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
Man, that's a tough call for the refs to make there. I'm not sure it was on the way down, but that's how they saw it.
Now the Pistons with it. It's a 3-point game. Irving attacking. Doesn't get it to drop for him. Nice D from Oladipo. And the call will be against Robin Lopez. That's foul number 2 for him. The Bulls have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Oladipo dishes to Noel.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. It's stolen by Oladipo. Kept alive. And Noel kicks to Oladipo. Tries again. And it's good on the way in. Oladipo's got his first bucket in this one.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Back to Millsap. Kicks it out to Crawford. Oladipo outside. Another miss by Oladipo.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Barnes can't get it to go.
the D pretty much taking that possession off, but the shot's off target with nobody near.
Now, here's Oladipo. And we know he can score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game. And Noel kicks to Oladipo. Goes back up. And Parker with the block.
Not a very consistent quarter for him in terms of the shooting.
The drive by Barnes. Parker kicks to Irving. Back to Parker. 4 on the clock. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. The Pistons with a fresh 24. Irving with a clean look. A three-pointer is right on target. Irving's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Crawford against Irving. Crawford drives in, and it's sent back by Lopez. Smith for 3. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Parker with no one around. Another miss by Parker.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench if he keeps shooting it like that. He has been putrid here this quarter.
Here's Barnes. And the dunk by Barnes.
That's just outstanding awareness from Irving right there. Remarkable at finding his guys when they're wide open.
Here's Crawford. The feed to Noel. Scored the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight. And Chris, as your career progressed, your free throw shooting percentage jumped up about 20 points higher than when you started. That's not the case for a lot of players. Just how hard is it for a big man to improve their free throw shooting throughout their career?
Okay, that's probably one of the things I'm proudest of is that I have a record from going from worst to that best improvement. And I worked out hard. I had a shooting coach, Buzz, who worked out every summer. I would take him everywhere with me, Kev. I mean,
really?
I would take this guy to the club, to church, to a restaurant, he'd have to wait outside the bathroom. Everywhere I went that summer, I wanted him, with me because...
He's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an action.
Furious, all of my people is serious. Should others be walking around fearing us? Front, baby, like you.
We're in the place. They call the United Center in Chicago, the home of the Bulls, where today we'll be broadcasting live alongside Greg Anthony and Steve Smith with David Aldridge on the sideline. This is Kevin Harlan. And for the Detroit Pistons, they come into tonight's game after the loss to the Nets in Brooklyn. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Kyrie Irving is out there with J.R. Smith. Then there's Harrison Barnes. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's Parker in at the power forward. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Noel. Here's Irving. Smitty, will be seeing a pair of teams tonight who both prefer to slow the tempo and play in the half court.
Yeah, these are the team they want to execute, grind it out. Every possession counts. Not a lot of people like watching this type of basketball, but there's a lot of strategy. Memphis Grizzlies is one of those teams. They're going to grind it out and make sure you play at their tempo.
And minimize mistakes, and boy, you got to keep your focus, don't you?
Yes, you do.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
And Oladipo, here we go.
I tell you what, you better watch out, fellas. He is on fire here today.
The kick out to Lopez. It's hauled in by the Bulls.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
And again, Victor Oladipo. Oladipo's got 6 points. For Detroit, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field. Pulls it from the elbow. Again, Irving missing.
Can't convert, but a good...
Oh, let's go home. That was just ridiculous.
I do not remember the last time I saw a dunk like that in a game. And he banks in the layup. Irving's got his first bucket in this one.
And that's what he's looking for. After 3 straight misses, finally finds the mark.
A wide open look here for Oladipo. And the 3 off target. Irving passes to Barnes. Back to Irving. Shot clock at 6. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Doubled by Smith. And here are the Bulls now. And Oladipo has it in the corner. 5 to shoot. Lopez with the block.
And that is the length of Robin Lopez on display.
Pistons passing it around. Irving kicks to Parker. It's stolen by Oladipo. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. 3-pointer. Snell. It's good from long range. Snell's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And Snell is an effective floor spacer, a consistent threat to drop it in from outside.
And when you look at what the Pistons have done, it's pretty clear that this is a team that has a vision of who they want to be. Strong defensively, really good at rebounding the basketball, and I think deliberate and patient on the offensive side of the floor.
And with the Pistons, this has been the identity the team has been aiming for under Stan Van Gundy. It's taken shape, but has yet, Greg, to produce big results.
I think it's because they've just always been 1 or 2 pieces short of making that next jump. I think the conference has gotten stronger, and while their best players are really good, I don't think they're quite at that elite level yet to allow this group to take that next step.
And Nerlens Noel out of Kentucky, slender and mobile and long. And Greg, he can cover ground in a hurry.
Boy, and you can see it in his rate of steals to go along with the blocks. That quickness is a huge asset in today's game. It's all about versatility, both offensively and defensively.
And it's the Bulls with the ball, following the bucket by the Pistons. And Parker with the block. Irving kicks to Lopez. And out of bounds as Chicago gains possession. A minute 42 left from the first quarter of the game. Oladipo dishes to Crawford. Barnes against Oladipo. There's a screen by Noel. And finished off by Oladipo.
Nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it. And Oladipo has some parts of his game that needs work, but he is certainly terrific on the big finish.
Yeah, I mean, he's got longer arms than you would think for a player of his size, and the overall physical skill set, there's no doubt about it. You know, you look at his ability to just stay floating in the air for that extra moment when he's in attack mode, and this is a young man that still has his best basketball ahead of him.
Irving drives in. Parker. In the corner, Irving with it. Parker passes to Irving. Parker sets the screen for Irving. The kick out to Barnes. The three. And Irving with the basket on the assist by Barnes. And it's 7 points for Kyrie Irving.
From the moment he set foot in the NBA, Kyrie has been a lights-out three-point shooter.
And Oladipo kicks to Noel. Back to Oladipo. 6 on the shot clock. The offensive rebound. Here's Snell, covered by Smith. Oladipo for three. And he's good on the three ball. Oladipo's got 14 points for the game.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got.
And we'll be right back. The Bulls leading by 4. Here are the 5. Detroit has to start the second quarter. We've got Parker. Irving is out there with Smith. Then there's Harrison Barnes. And it's Lopez in at the 5 roaming the paint. Now here's Oladipo. To the inside. Here's Millsap. Rejected by Lopez. To the middle. The shot's good from Smith. Smith's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Pistons.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Millsap kicks to Noel. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. And slam dunk by Noel.
Attacking the defense with the pass. Love the unselfishness. And you think back to just a few years ago when the Bulls were winning the East. That team, core of Rose, Noah, and Dame, had some tough luck not to make it to the finals with that group.
Oladipo goes in. He dishes it to Noel. A second chance effort. The kick out to Oladipo. Doubled by Smith. Here's Noel. And Noel throws it down.
And you know, Jamal Crawford was considered a point guard when he came into this league. He can pass as well as score.
And that's how it's done. I mean, find that hole in the D and then go hard to the rack.
Maybe that hole was a little bigger than it should have been.
It looked like a total breakdown to me there. He exploited that hole perfectly and made them pay.
And with those Rose-led Bulls teams from a few seasons back, it all went south so fast, but those teams were very tough to beat.
It just shows you how much can change in the NBA in a short span. Bulls are working hard to try to get back to that level. It hasn't been an easy road.
Whoa!
Beautiful, beautiful.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. Now here's Barnes. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Parker kicks to Irving. And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Parker.
Off on the timing, or it may have been a miscommunication. Either way, turnover.
Detroit making a switch here. Splitters checked in. Crawford, no one around him. And it's off from three-point range. Here's Barnes. And the dunk by Barnes.
And credit Kyrie, tremendous vision. Finds the open man.
Oladipo. That one, no good. Now the Pistons take it the other way. Noel, a screen on Irving. And Oladipo kicks to Noel. Makes it off the glass. Noel's got 6 in the quarter. Many teams these days looking to play in transition. Some have suggested widening the definition of the clear path foul to allow those exciting situations to play out. Do you think?
No, I don't think so. I think it's still basketball defensively. I think if you have a guy that's out in front of you, I think the rules right now is fantastic. I don't want to see a change where guys are scared to make a play on the basketball because, hey, if I don't foul him, he gets a chance to get a bucket and 2 more shots. At the end of the game, in a huge game, which they all are, sometimes you want to be able to foul a guy, but if he's in front of you, I like the way the rules are right now.
And here's Oladipo after J.R. Smith getting his 3 to go. And that one's good. Millsap.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
And a wide open look for Irving. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time.
Big difference from the first quarter to the second. His shot looks completely in rhythm now.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Irving dishes to Parker. Bucket is good.
And as deadly as he is scoring the ball, you like to see Kyrie creating for others.
Oladipo goes in. And Noel kicks to Crawford. Back to Noel. Goes back up. And it's good on the way in. Noel's got 8 here in the quarter.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Barnes kicks to Splitter. Pulls it up. Again, the Pistons score.
Yes, gorgeous form there on the release. Splitter making it look easy pulling up from there.
Kicks to Oladipo. Pass to Noel. And stolen by Barnes. And here comes the break. Millsap with the steal. One-on-one fast break. And Millsap slams it in.
Underrated, the strength of Millsap, able to power through.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Steve, you talk about a gym rat. Paul Millsap adds another wrinkle to his game every single year.
You know, Paul is a great example to follow. Never the biggest or the most athletic. Millsap's work ethic is what's made him an all-star.
Now here's Crawford. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game. Oladipo, the pass to Noel. Back to Oladipo. And stolen by Cram. Here's Anunoby. It doesn't go for him. And a pretty... Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Chicago leading by 4. We've got Johnson. Oladipo is out there with Henderson. Then it's Mozgov. And it's Leaf in at the 4. And that's the group for Fred Hoiberg as we begin the second half. Picked by Mozgov. Oladipo goes in. pass to Leaf. Now the dish to Oladipo. And Mozgov throws it down.
And this one a great way to score if your number isn't being called. Mozgov crashing the offensive glass.
Now here's Collison. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
You know, I love the effort just to get a hand in there. He is disrupting the offensive flow.
Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Oladipo. Collison, no good.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Pistons trailed by 6. Mozgov with the steal. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. Here's Henderson. Picked by Mozgov. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession.
And he throws it right out of bounds. Careless mistake.
Markkanen, he's checked in for Leaf. Irving kicks to Barnes. Back to Irving. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Irving's got 14 points for the game.
And once Kyrie gets in rhythm, he's flat out unstoppable at scoring the basketball.
Lopez with the block.
Terrible beginning to the second half. Just 1 of 5 so far.
Outside Irving. Clock at 6. Knocks it loose. Chicago leading by 4. And while most teams are moving in the direction of attacking from three-point range or inside, Greg, this Pistons team will still look to make a living in the mid-range game.
Yeah, and the Pistons right at the top of the NBA in terms of the highest percentage of their points coming from the mid-range. Almost 20% of their points coming from that area. You have to play to the strengths of your team, even in an ever-evolving game right now. That's where their bread is buttered.
Mozgov drilled from 11 feet out. And now a 9-point Bulls lead.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Detroit's gone 4-6 from outside the arc tonight. Got that bucket in no time at all. He's got 11.
This is where JR can put it on you. Excellent in the catch and shoot.
And Wesley Johnson with the slam.
This is a guy who knows how to orchestrate an offense. Terrific lead pass.
And Gerald Henderson spent the 2017 season with the 76ers. He grew up in Philly. His dad played for the Sixers, and he's got some Philly toughness about it and not shy about mixing it up out there.
Now here is Augustine. Gortat dishes to Crab. Out to the right wing. Fresh 24 for the Pistons. And Lure wide open. He shoots it. Bangs home the trifecta. Lure's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And Gerald Henderson has always been an impressive athlete, but Greg, his shooting has really come along.
Yeah, he's revamped his shooting form, put in a ton of hours, and you're starting to see it on the court. That 3-ball becoming a much bigger part of his game.
Here's Lure. The basket is good. The assist from Augustine. Lure's got 5 points now in the quarter. And stolen by Cram. 3-pointer. The Pistons rebound. Feeds it to Augustine. Here's Lure. Chicago grabs the miss.
You know he would like to have that one back. A clear look from the mid-range.
And the shot is good from Johnson.
Wes Johnson, never an elite three-point shooter, but good enough that you got to get a hand up.
Augustine passes to Lure. Mozgov again scored shot. The three, just 5 to shoot. Augustine, no luck.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing. How about the soft touch there from Markkanen? A dangerous weapon on offense, constantly looking for ways to score.
Pass to Lure. Shoots a three. Mozgov grabs the board.
Well, this whole period for him has been challenging. You can tell he's starting to press. And that's the shot he wants, just a little bit out of rhythm.
Count that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut to just 9 on the basket from Crabbe. Back to Henderson. Trying to find Mozgov. Gets it to him. A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Mozgov's got 6.
And the towering presence of Mozgov, most effective doing damage inside.
And Mozgov throws it down.
Whoa, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them. Defense, and so it's Chicago. 13 points up at the end of the period. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. We come back right after this. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. And Smitty, as an NBA player, you got to travel all over the country and see just about every major metro area in the nation. When you were playing, you were doing all that traveling, which city did you always look forward to playing in the most?
You know, Kevin, I thought it was Miami when I left Miami because I had the friends. And let me be honest, the weather and getting a chance to go back to the restaurants. But I think the energy and the basketball knowledge of the fans just walking around is New York City. You have great conversations with people at a deli all around the city of New York, and then playing in the Mecca. New York was my favorite place.
And they made you feel appreciated there, whether they despised you because you were good and were going to hurt the Knicks, or you were playing for New York and they could cheer you on. Am I right?
Yeah, you're totally right. The one thing they did, Kevin, like you said, playing well or not, or rooting for you or not, they always told you the truth.
And on the floor for Detroit here in the fourth. Harrison Barnes is out there with Jabari Parker. Then there's J.R. Smith. Then it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Lopez in the pivot spot, manning the middle.
And a lot to like about that play, particularly how it ends.
Yeah, at the rack. That's what you want in transition, a high percentage look.
Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. Irving again. Oladipo. Out to Smith. Barnes dishes to Lopez. Lopez a screen. Count that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut to just 7 points in the basket from Irving.
Kyrie sprung free on that pick and roll. Trying to stick with him is easier said than done.
Parker left side. Parker with another miss. Chicago's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Young with no one around. From the arc. Bangs home the trifecta.
And certainly they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
The feed to Parker. Back to Irving. And the foul on Victor Oladipo. That's foul number 2 for him. And replay review now commonplace. In the interest of speeding up those reviews, Steve, the league last season allowing officials at the replay center in Secaucus, New Jersey to make the call. You like that decision?
You know I do, but I think sometimes finding a way to speed it up, and I think there's some way where you can have a referee right there on site also can be able to get a chance to see the play, because sometimes technology doesn't get back from Secaucus back to the game. If some kind of way, the middleman, if he's there in his obvious play, that could cut the time, because right now sometimes it's taking a long time.
As long as they get it right, correct? How they do it, who cares? As long as they get the call right, though, to me is the most important. What about you?
I do love that, Kevin, but I think sometimes, human error is a part of basketball. The refs can't be perfect. And so sometimes